Gary Klein here at FishingSkirts.com. I'd like to take a few minutes and kind of show you how I highlight some of my jigs during a tying process. This right here is just a box of collars that I carry with me. If you notice, I've got some different colors: green and the reds and the clears, chartreuse and white. I use those for different type of skirts or different color skirts when I'm trying to accomplish different things. But this silicone material, just picture it when it's in the water on a jig head and it's falling, it's all compact. But when it hits the bottom, it's what we call a blossom. Then this material lays out. When that material opens up, a lot of times I have a greater success if I have some body or some depth or some color that I've added to the inside of the skirt. And there's two ways I do that. One is by the color of the ring that I'm using. For example, one of the colors that I really like to use, and again I'm using a Fish Boss skirt tool. My favorite color is just a green pumpkin with some blue in it. But then I'll add chartreuse to it. Very simple. All I do is just use a chartreuse skirt ring. But again, just that little bit of chartreuse gives me a little bit of depth when the jig hits the bottom, or when I pull the jig up into a branch and hesitate it. Now when that jig opens up, there's a little bit of chartreuse. Just to me, it gives it some depth. But here's another technique, even taken a little bit further. Same skirt tool. Pretty much the same skirt. Green pumpkin, blue. But I'm going to add kind of like a hot chartreuse color and an orange to it. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to string them all together on the tool. Like that. Put my collar on it. Now this is where it gets to be pretty cool. My chartreuse in my orange, I'm not going to leave it full like that in the skirt. So I'm going to kind of manipulate it with my fingers. I'm just going to slide it around, separate it a little bit. Because what I'm going to do with it now is I'm going to put it on my jig head. Especially like when I'm fishing aquatic vegetation, that jig's moving real quick, and when it stops, everything moves on it real fast. Now, I've got a lot of material on this jig. Doesn't really look all that great, but let me just start trimming on it, and you'll see what begins to happen. My basic skirt material, green pumpkin and blue, which I'm going to leave on the jig. My blue, I'm going to leave on the jig. Green pumpkin on the jig. Some more green pumpkin. But now I still have a lot of chartreuse and a lot of orange. You just got to kind of manipulate a little bit with your fingers, slide it around the collars, mix the colors up the best you can. And then I usually position it. So I've got green on top. It's kind of a natural color of a back. Crayfish or anything else. A little bit of blue mixed in there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this orange and trim it real short. And I'm going to do the same thing with the chartreuse. Trim it real short. I'm going to do that on both the top and the bottom of the skirt. And I'm going to create just a whole new look. Again, I'm just trimming it out real short. And it's endless what you can do with your color combinations. A lot of times I just use white. But all I'm trying to do is give myself a little bit of body on the jig, on the inside. You can use hot colors or just little colors. Now, you have your nice green pumpkin blue jig. But now when that jig is falling, you've got some color to it. Again, it's just something that you can create that really makes a big difference at times. That's just one of many ways that I build skirts to be a little bit different and a little bit more effective.